All right, let's talk about some specific issues with this team. Bob Probert back in the news, and take a look at what Proby's been up to lately. The big drinking story, and as I said earlier, if it's in your own private personal life, well, it's none of our business what somebody does in their own personal life. But it appears that Bob Probert is not playing to the capacity Bob Probert is able to.
Definitely not.
And then that becomes certainly the team's business, if not ours.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think what you see is Bob Probert's game has slipped dramatically this year. And the question is it his drinking, or is it just the natural progression of a player like Bob Probert? And I'm not sure that it's just one or just the other. And I mean, who am I to say that Bob Probert is drinking way too much? He's only drank 3 drinks in the last 9 months. Only Bob Probert knows that,
sure.
And only Bob Probert knows how it's affecting him if he's honest with himself. And that's the situation, like you said. He hasn't been arrested. He hasn't been seen drunk. He hasn't been caught driving drunk. He hasn't violated any team rule, any criminal rule. I mean, there's nothing that he's violated, so it's really hard to
butt in, and then,
yeah, although it is a concern for the Red Wings, and Brian Murray met with him again this morning and asked him not to drink, at least until the end of the playoffs. He doesn't want him to drink ever again, but he said, just for this, I mean, you've got to focus on your job. And
well, and what a terrible time for it with his contract negotiations.
Exactly. Well, I thought that was a mistake to begin with.
Yeah.
I thought he should have signed on the dotted line when he had the chance, and his bargaining power has lessened by at least 50%, I would think,
yeah.
since the start of the season. At least before the season started, there was hope that he would have a good year.
Yeah.
Now, Brian Murray can show him black and white proof that he's had a horrendous season, point-wise, consistency-wise, and now with this coming up.
Well, and if you go down to the bottom line being from the enforcer standpoint, he's not even as effective an enforcer, I don't think.
I disagree with that. I think that's the one part of Bob's game that he rejuvenated this year.
Really?
I think there was a spell when he definitely had a presence for probably a 10 to 15 game block where he was a dominating force.
Yeah.
And with a player like Bob Probert, who's been around for so many years, sometimes that's all you need is a nice block every so often to remind people that you are still there.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost the fight against Sandy McCarthy a week and a half ago, but Sandy McCarthy is a young, upcoming rookie who's big and strong and mean. So it's not like Ray Shepard beat him up or Keith Primo.
No, he'd have to retire right there.
Yeah.